Our next section is multiplying and dividing real numbers. What I'd like you to do is take a couple of minutes and do this little lesson quiz from the prior day. So please pause this and go through it yourself. Okay, what you should have tried on each one of these is you should have said yourself, well, this means I owe 2 and I have 9. Or you can think of different signs. I think subtraction, keep the sign of a large number. So I have a 7 here. This one, you need to change signs. Here's your subtraction sign between the two numbers, so plus the opposite. Now I have negative 5 plus 3, so different signs, so I'm thinking subtraction, which gives me 2. The larger number without any of the signs would be the 5, so you keep the negative 2. It says you owe somebody $5, you only have 3, so you're still going to owe them $2 more. This next problem, I owe somebody $23, I have 42, so that means I only would have 19 left once I've paid them. The last one here is a fraction problem, and in order to deal with this fraction problem, I think it's easiest to go ahead and change these to improper fractions. So I'd go 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. This is 8 thirds or negative 8 thirds. And then I have plus negative 5 6. I'm going to make a common denominator. My common denominator is going to be 6 because I can make the 3 be a 6. So I'm going to take and times this by 2 to get the 6. So I have to multiply the top by 2, which gives me negative 16 over 6, plus negative 5 over 6. I have the same signs, so I owe somebody 16, I owe somebody else 5. So I owe a total of $21, keep my denominator. Alright, I have 2 more examples and reviews as well. Feel free to pause if you want beforehand or with me. This is plus the opposite here, so plus the opposite. I have $4.50, plus now I have $3.70. So I have a total of, when you line up your decimal points, $8.20. The last example I have here, it says the temperature at 6 a.m. was negative 23 degrees Fahrenheit. At 3, it was 18. So here's negative 23 on a number line, and here's 18. Find the difference in the temperatures. It is not 5 or negative 5, which is what a lot of people want to do because they just want to subtract these two. You have to think about how you actually cross over this 0. So you're going to travel 23 degrees to get to 0 degrees, and then you're going to travel another 18 degrees to reach 18. So you're actually increasing a total of 41 degrees. Okay, now for today's topic, we've done some review. The rules of multiplying integers. If both numbers are positive, the answer is positive. So here's your example for that. If both numbers are positive, the answer is positive. If both numbers are negative, the answer is still positive. So negative times negative is positive, or positive times positive. This is the same rules for multiplying as is division. However, if you have a positive times a negative, you get a negative answer. Or a negative times a positive, you get a negative answer. Or a negative times a positive is a negative answer. So different signs give you negative answers. Here's a cute little way of remembering stuff if you're having problems. You can always make a tic-tac-toe board. You can put P's down the diagonal. And then you can fill everything else in with N's. Now if you read across, it says a positive times a negative is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. This one says a negative times a negative is a positive. Or you can go downward as well. Positive times a negative is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. Just remember, same signs, positive, different signs, negative. Okay, so different rules than for addition. Identity property for multiplication just says if you multiply anything times 1, you get itself. That's the identity property. Multiplicative inverse says that if you multiply something by its inverse means that you flip-flopped its fraction. So as you look here, this a over 1 has been flip-flopped to 1 over a. So if you multiply something by its inverse, you get 1. Or its reciprocal is another word. So find the reciprocal of 8 over 9. The reciprocal of 8 over 9 is 9 over 8. If you want to find the reciprocal of negative 7, you'd say, well, this is negative 7 over 1, so that's actually negative 1 over 7. And this reciprocal, if you flip-flop that, you get negative 3 over 1, or you can just write negative 3. At this point, we're going to take a quick little break, and you can come back to this on the second video.